Hi friends, this is Krish, the Urban Naxal. I want to share with you an important update. There were two updates in the last 2 days. On 12th, we had a hearing of the RUNWAL police complaint against us. So the hearing was before the magistrate. It was not an effective hearing. They just gave us another date for October 7th. On this hearing, a disturbing incident happened. I'm going to share that with you, and I'm sharing it with you not by way of unburdening myself, but by way of keeping you informed about the developments in the case. So, the four of us, myself, Rajendra, Devdas and Alvin, the four of us wanted to submit an application to the judge requesting for the evidence and the witnesses, a list of and the actual copy of all the evidences and all the witnesses collected by Sion police station, and the evidences that the police is relying on for the charge sheet, and also the evidences and witnesses that the police is not relying on because they don't prove any offenses. So, in the course of any police investigation, some things are relied on, some things are not relied on. Some things are useful to them, some things are not useful to them. What is not useful to them may also be useful to us for proving our innocence, and it is a necessary part of our rights as accused to get all these details, and there is a Supreme Court judgment to this effect. So on the 12th, I tried to give this to the magistrate, hand over our applications, because you have to make an application under the sections of CRPC, and you have to tender the judgment because he may not know about this procedure. It is quite possible that he is ignorant of the procedure. But the magistrate did not even accept from us. He did not accept any papers from us. I went forward to give it to him. He was like, "Pichato, move back, don't come close to us." And the stooges, the policemen, the court clerks, all these guys, they just sort of shooed me away like, no, don't stand so close, so move away. I said, "Sir, we are handing you applications under CRPC 207. No, nothing doing. No, you have to give by proper procedure." I said, "What is the proper procedure? We are giving you by proper procedure. At least look at it. If you think it is not by proper procedure, you may pass an order that it is not by proper procedure. But how can you? You're not seen it, you're not touched it, you're not even hearing us, you're not listening to what we are saying. What do you mean you're not taking it from us? Why are you not taking it from us?" The judge was just not listening. Shoo, go. And he gave another date, October 7. Friends, this is a waste of time, waste of the judiciary's time, of course, waste of our time. And the whole methodology is tariq pe tariq. You tire out the people, you exhaust them, you make them, hopeless. This seems to be the method. People tend to feel that, a magistrate should not, especially being accused, we have to be very, very respectful, we have to be very submissive towards the magistrate. I don't think so, and I have no intentions of being submissive towards the magistrate. Last 2 days I have been thinking, it's been bothering me enormously. I have been thinking, and today I discussed with 2 lawyers, and they also said this is not the way a magistrate should conduct himself. This is not the way a magistrate conducts the court. This is not the way to conduct the business of the court. So I was not in breach of any procedure. The magistrate evidently is in breach. He is breaking the rules of the conduct of the court, and there are places to complain, and I will complain. So I intend to complain to the Chief Judicial Magistrate, the Chief Metropolitan Magistrate, I think that's the. Then there is the Principal District Judge, and there is the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court. These are the authorities, I am told, who will listen to complaints, who will receive complaints. And there is the Guardian Judge of, I think, Mumbai or Maharashtra. I think it is Mumbai. So there is the Guardian Judge, and the Guardian Judge also is a kind of an authority over all these guys. So quite honestly, it's going to be, we are going to be taking panga, we are going to be fighting back. I do not intend to be respectful and submissive to someone who does not follow the due procedures of law. And I know this is not normally, people take a very submissive role in such situations. They say, many lawyers will also advise you, no, don't get the magistrate angry, try to win his sympathy. I don't think that is the game people can successfully play. If the magistrate has made up his mind not to listen, not to give us our fair chance, then I don't think being submissive to him is going to help us. So I've made up my mind to fight back, and that's going to happen, and I'm going to keep you updated. Maybe I will appear in person before these people, and let us see how it goes. And I don't know if there's going to be a procedure where he will be called in for a hearing, and I don't know what is the system. I'm going to try the system. I'm going to exercise my rights to the extent that the system works, and let us see what we can do with this. The second thing is the Lodha case. In the Lodha case, I appeared at the Prothonotari's court yesterday. It's not the Prothonotari's court, I think it is. Anyway, that's what they call it. So at Bombay High Court. So basically, next hearing date is August 10, when we will have to hand in our written submission to the suit, WS, to the suit filed by Lodha. Now, just so that people are not confused about what's going on with Lodha. See guys, every civil hearing has 3 stages. I'm just simplifying this for you a little bit. There are 3 stages to it. The first is called the ad interim stage, ad interim relief stage. Second is the interim, and third is the final. So in the ad interim stage, what happens is the plaintiff, in that case Lodha, appears before the court and says, help me, give an order to prevent this guy from harming me. In Lodha's case, it was like, prevent Krish and Shilpi III from defaming us, defaming our business, defaming Lodha developers. And the judge, Justice Sri Ram, was absolutely aligned towards Lodha. There was a very dirty game played also by the lawyers, including the lawyers representing us. And all in all, the thing moved in such a way that Justice Sri Ram, without hearing me, without letting the lawyers who are representing me even speak, just gave orders that I am not to speak. Now, ad interim stage is assuming that the defendant, that's myself, is not present in court and does not have a written submission to make. But we did. We had filed our affidavit. We had our affidavit. So we were fully prepared. Now, when you are fully prepared, they can't pass an ad interim relief. They have to hear. But he passed an ad interim relief. And the ad interim relief is nothing to be said about Lodha. You're gagged. That's not how it is done. So what I proceeded to do was, quite honestly, I disregarded that order multiple times. I made a video about the court proceedings of the day. It's a video called "Aaj court mein hamare lode lag gaye," and I was very angry. I was very agitated, and I shared with people what exactly happened and the dirty tricks that were played and the dirty business that happened. And I said, this is not the way a court should be conducted. I made that video at 2 in the night. The next day, our lawyer said, we will no longer represent you. I said, okay, good, fine. And then Lodha's lawyers called for a hearing, and long story short, because of that video and many other videos that I proceeded to make, including many videos about Palava City, Lodha New Cuff Parade, and other Lodha projects, they filed contempt against me. So there is a civil contempt case, there is a criminal contempt case, okay, and there are cases that there is the interim relief case. In the interim relief case, what the Lodha guys wanted was that I should be gagged, and once there is a gag order, it basically tends to continue. If someone is not allowed to speak, they will say until next date of hearing, and then until next date of hearing, and finally what happens is that next date of hearing is 6 months later. So for 6 months you are not allowed to speak about that because they have got relief. I was not going to let that happen. So the case for interim relief was heard by Justice Gautam Patel, and he ruled in our favor. He said there is absolutely no reason why Krishnaraj Rao should not be allowed to speak about Lodha. So that was in our favor. That was actually sort of like the main part of the case. The main part, because this case is not filed because Lodha wants me to pay 100 crore rupees. Or this case is not filed because Lodha thinks he can prove that I have defamed him. He can't. It's not logical. They are basically saying that all the videos that we have made, everything is defamatory. Everything. That's the kind of stance there. That's ridiculous. It's completely illogical. That cannot be proved. That's not, you can't do it with courts. But the whole intention was to get a gag order and then make that gag order permanent. That was how they were playing the game. I spoiled that game for them. The court ordered in such a way that they gave me a clean sheet. Now what happens is the trial stage of pre-trial of this main case. So did Krish defame Lodha? The question of did Shilpi Thar defame Lodha and did Shilpi's husband defame Lodha, that is out because they have been removed from the case. They entered into a settlement. That's over. I have no hard feelings. It's all very good. They are out of the case. And now what remains is Lodha's case against me. There's only one case now. And only one defendant, that's me. That case is now coming alive. It is stirring to life. We will have to file a written statement by August 10. By August 10 or on August 10, I'll have to appear in court at 11:30 before the proto notary. And this is the procedural part of the case. Whether hearings will happen very quickly after that, like is it going to be every month or every 3 months or every 6 months or every 1 year or every 2 years, I don't know. We'll have to wait and watch. If Lodha wants to pursue the case actively, then they are going to get very quick dates. And if they don't want to pursue the case and it's happening automatically because of the court procedures, then it will move very, very slowly. Last time they had engaged some very high profile lawyers and counsels. So Haryani and company was the lawyer, and Janak Dwarkadas represented them in the early days. After that he recused himself. He didn't want to take panga, quite honestly. And Sharan Jagtiani, also a very well known lawyer. represented Lodha later, in the latter part of the case. So this time around, it's a relatively unknown lawyer from Malad. Nothing big. I don't know why Lodha doesn't want to engage big names. Maybe they will. Maybe a counsel who will appear will be a big name. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see how this case proceeds, and we will have to deal with it accordingly. Now friends, defamation case, 100 crore rupees case, Lodha is an opponent, it is in High Court. Yeah, it all sounds very scary. I don't take it like that. I take it as a kind of, it's a challenge. Look, anybody and everybody can fight and kill a mouse. Killing a mouse, not a big deal. It's not worth doing. What you have to do is you have to go and kill an elephant. I mean, figuratively speaking, I like elephants too. I don't want to kill any elephant, but you get my drift. If you have to fight, you fight a worthy opponent. You fight a battle that's difficult. You fight a battle that you will be proud of. So, I wouldn't want to be fighting some idli pidli chalu builder, chota builder. I don't want to be fighting the panwala who turned into the builder. Fighting against Lodha in Bombay High Court for 100 crore rupees, I think it's a pleasure, it's a privilege. So I'm going to thank Lodha for the privilege of fighting him in Bombay High Court. And I don't expect it to go my way all the time. We will have to see how it goes. I'll have to fight it out. And I expect it to be good fun. I expect it to be a lot of entertainment. At least from my perspective, it's entertainment. I don't consider it a pain. Let us see how it goes. I look forward to a good fight. And I intend to win. I fight to win. And I shall win on the judicial front, and I intend to win also on the social media front. And I intend very clearly, and I want this to be on record, I intend to inflict on Lodha the death of the 1,000 cuts. You know the strategy that Pakistan uses in Kashmir, they call it the death of the 1,000 cuts. That's going to happen to Lodha. And that's going to happen to anybody basically who fights in this way against me. That's not a threat. That's not a grandiose statement. It's just a statement of fact. And those who know the way I fight, they understand this. They're going to suffer the death of the 1,000 cuts. Every hearing there is going to be, it will give me occasion for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. Every single hearing. Every submission that they make, I am going to put it before the public. I'm going to educate the public about what they're saying. Every submission or anything that I write and give to the court, I'm going to explain it to the public. Again, same thing, I'm going to explain it 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways. Now, there is going to be a lot of material coming out of the case while I'll be fighting it in court, and I promise you I'll fight it in person. I'll fight it as party in person. I don't intend to submit myself, subjugate myself to a lawyer who can betray me or who can throw me under the bus. I'm going to fight it as party in person. I'll fight to win. I will inflict upon them the death of the 1,000 cuts. Lodha will be sorry that they ever filed this case. They already suffered, but evidently they have not suffered enough. We'll have to suffer, make them suffer more, and they will suffer. They're going to say this is a threat. Well, go sue me. This goes to Lodha, this goes to everybody. I'm not backing down. I don't back down. There are some fighters who only have one gear, and that gear is forward. They don't have a reverse gear. That's me. I don't have a reverse gear. I will not reverse. I'll fight forward. I'll go through them. I'll go into them. Just saying. Now friends, coming to one more important thing I wanted to talk about. See, there are people who come to me for help. From my perspective, they are sources. They are sources of information which I put before the public as videos. Why will somebody come and tell me his story with a builder? He comes to me because he wants his money back. And from his perspective, going to social media is a way of getting his money back. He's fighting. From my perspective, he's a source. Whatever his motivations are, he's a source. He's a source of information and education of the public. Information to the public, education of the public. His videos, his selfie video or his interview video with me puts into public domain a lot of valuable information about how real estate business is actually being practiced in our country. What actually is happening in various parts of the country. Tokens being taken away, booking amounts being taken away, possessions not being given, extra contractual conditions being imposed on people, all kinds of wrongdoings, complete projects not being completed, projects being abandoned, willful crooks willfully not wanting to complete the project. There is a whole bunch of things that's happening in the country, and my videos, my channel is about that. It educates the public about that. Most specifically under construction real estate. People are afraid. What will the builders do? Will they sue? Will they file a defamation case? I'm telling people, listen, yes, there are 2 cases and I'm fighting those, but please don't be afraid. Please fight. Fight for your rights. I'm telling you, it is reasonably safe to fight for your rights. And I make it safer. I put in a lot of safety checks and balances while we are fighting for your rights, your money. Please don't be afraid. Have the guts, the balls to fight against such builders publicly. I'm Krish, the Urban Naxal. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.